When you go swimming, eat a meal, go to sleep at night, or play a sport, it's hard to believe that the planet on which we live is traveling at an amazing speed through space. Where is Earth traveling? What are some of the planets near Earth? What are some of their characteristics? And how are they different from planet Earth? During the next few minutes, we're going to try to answer these questions and others as we explore Earth's nearest neighbors. Have you ever seen a beautiful orange and red sunset? Or perhaps you've seen an image of a planet. Together, the Sun, 8 planets, and their moons make up our solar system. You observe. What object is the center of our solar system? The Sun is the center of our solar system. It's also our nearest star. The Sun is an average-sized star, but it appears big because it's so close to Earth. Even though the Sun is over 148 million kilometers from Earth, it's actually quite close in terms of distance in space. Notice how the headlights from this car look small from far away. But as the car gets closer, the headlights get much bigger. Similarly, the Sun looks bigger than other stars because it's relatively close to Earth. The Sun itself is huge compared to Earth. In fact, nearly 1 million planets the size of Earth could fit inside the Sun. The Sun produces tremendous amounts of heat, light, and other types of energy. You've probably experienced the heat of the Sun on a clear summer day, and perhaps your skin has been burned by the Sun. It's amazing that the Sun can burn your skin, considering it's 148 million kilometers away. Hot gases on the Sun's surface can reach temperatures of 1.7 million degrees Celsius and over 15 million degrees Celsius in the center. The Sun plays an important role in generating weather and climate on Earth, and it provides energy for plants to create food. The Sun is also important in the solar system because it provides a gravitational anchor around which the planets travel. Ancient astronomers believed that Earth was the center of the solar system and that the Sun and other bodies revolved around Earth. But in 1543, Nicholas Copernicus stated that Earth and the other planets revolved around the Sun. Planets are major celestial bodies orbiting the Sun. Earth is a planet. The planets travel or revolve around the Sun in a path called an orbit. At this very moment, we're orbiting the Sun at an amazing speed of 107,000 kilometers per hour. There's an invisible force between the Sun and the planets called gravity that holds the planets in place. Gravity is a force of attraction or pull between objects. The Sun's powerful gravitational force holds all of the objects in the solar system together. You decide. What would happen to the planets without gravity? Without gravity, Earth and the other planets would fly off into space. Planets do not have motors that propel them through space, so what forces are responsible for moving planets in their orbit? The planets are in a continual state of motion as a result of inertia. Inertia is the tendency of moving objects to stay in motion. It's believed that planets were propelled into motion when the solar system was created. The combined forces of gravity and inertia cause the planets to revolve around the Sun in oval-shaped orbits called ellipses. Let's now take a more detailed look at some of the planets closest to the Sun. Imagine the clothes that you'd need to bring to the planet Mercury to survive average surface temperatures which vary from a high of about 350 degrees Celsius to as low as minus 170 degrees Celsius. You compare. How do the temperature extremes on Mercury compare to those on Earth? The temperature extremes are much more severe on Mercury, so extreme in fact that humans could not endure them. Mercury is only about 1/3 the size of Earth, and it looks similar to Earth's moon, with a surface scarred by craters. In 1975, NASA's unmanned exploratory spacecraft, called Mariner 10, photographed stunning images of Mercury's surface as it orbited the rocky planet. Close-ups revealed large plains as well as huge cliffs. Mercury spins very slowly on its axis. In fact, it takes nearly 59 Earth days to make a complete rotation. A very long day indeed. Another interesting thing about Mercury is that it only takes 88 Earth days to make a complete revolution around the Sun. So despite long days, it has a relatively short year. Earth's closest planetary neighbor is Venus. Venus is sometimes called Earth's sister planet due to its similar size to Earth, but in many ways it's quite different. Unlike Earth, Venus has a very dense atmosphere that's mainly composed of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and droplets of sulfuric acid. Every day on Venus is a cloudy day. The thick clouds trap surface heat, creating a scorching greenhouse-like world with temperatures exceeding 480 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt this piece of lead. Various spacecraft probes have orbited the planet and even landed on the surface before being quickly burned up. Canyons, craters, plains, and even once active volcanoes dot the landscape. An amazing thing about Venus is that its day is longer than its year. It takes only 7 Earth months to revolve around the Sun, but it takes 8 Earth months for Venus to make a complete rotation on its axis. You observe. What's the overall color of Earth as seen from space? Earth has an overall blue color, giving it the name the blue planet. Earth's oceans, which cover about 70% of its surface, are one of Earth's most prominent features, setting it apart from other planets. No other planet in the solar system contains such an abundance of liquid water. This is because Earth is just the right distance from the Sun, preventing a significant amount of water from freezing or boiling. Unlike other planets in the solar system, Earth's overall temperature doesn't fluctuate wildly. Earth's atmosphere contains a variety of gases, including carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and oxygen. These factors play an important role in enabling life to flourish on Earth. As far as we know, Earth is the only planet in the solar system that sustains life. Earth also is orbited by a smaller moon. Earth's moon has been studied intensely by spacecraft, and 12 people have even walked on its surface. Mars was once thought to be very similar to Earth, possibly even sustaining advanced life forms. However, after years of intense scientific study, we now have a much better understanding of this fourth planet from the Sun. While humans have not yet walked on the surface of Mars, several different spacecrafts have orbited and even landed on the planet. These exploratory missions found Mars to be a rocky planet with surface soils and rocks containing high concentrations of red iron oxide. Numerous massive, inactive volcanoes dot the landscape. Large channels lead scientists to believe that liquid water may have once flowed on the surface. Large concentrations of frozen water have been identified in the crust of Mars near the poles. The thin atmosphere does not hold heat well, making the planet colder than Earth. Life forms have not yet been found on Mars. During the past few minutes, we've explored some of the fascinating characteristics of our solar system. We began by investigating how planets revolve around the Sun. The role gravity and inertia play in planetary orbits was briefly discussed. We then looked at some characteristics of the 4 planets closest to the Sun, starting with Mercury, then Venus, Earth, and finally Mars. So the next time you enjoy a sunset or see an image of a planet, think about some of the things we've discussed during the past few minutes. You just might think about Earth and its nearest neighbors a little differently. Fill in the correct word to complete the sentence. Good luck, and let's get started. Number 1. The planets in our solar system revolve around the Number 2. The path on which a planet travels is an Number 3. Is the closest planet to the Sun. Number 4. The atmosphere of Venus is very And number 5. Liquid water is abundant on